Hello everyone! In today's video we are taking a look at a fascinating piece of information which was released by an unknown person on 4chan and why many people consider it to be a true UFO UAP insider leak. On Monday the 24th of April 2023 an anonymous post appeared on X, a part of the infamous 4chan messaging board dedicated to all things paranormal. In what was a prelude to an extremely long thread including questions and answers, we saw someone claiming to have intimate knowledge of what the USA knows about the UFOs, with the state of knowledge covering the period up to 2021. Said post claimed that most UFOs are unmanned drone systems built to specification each time, and that they are built and created by a mobile construction facility hiding in the ocean. Said construction facility apparently destroys everything that comes in close contact to it and can hide for days at a time if faced with aggressive action. According to the alleged insider data, the USA was aware of this facility being active on Earth for at least 100 years. Such seismic claims, of course, raised a lot of suspicion and doubt, and given the nature of the 4chan as a whole, people quickly concluded this is possibly an elaborate LARP, but nonetheless started asking questions. When asked as to why the insider decided to release the information, he stated that he is dying of liver cancer with just months left to live, and as such decided to go public. The questions regarding the origins of the UAP construction facility saw an answer that all that is known is that it may have been operating as early as before 4000 BC. At least according to artistic depictions. The suggestion that it may be a secret US tech project saw a negative answer. The question about speed and propulsion of UFOs saw the reply that it is a result of a combination of gravity manipulation and unusual materials used in the construction. As regards communication, the reply was that it could be said we are communicating with the intelligence behind the UFO facility, but it generally avoids contact until war and nuclear options are mentioned. This was in line with many reports across the ufology, some of which we have already mentioned on this channel. The Anon suggested that the construction facility may be controlled and driven by some form of an advanced AI, especially given its near-instantaneous response to threats, in a manner which seems to be calculated and well thought out. Regarding the produced vehicles, they are apparently always in different sizes, with their contents and equipment also matching the intended purpose. Such vehicles usually return to the manufacturing unit, which also seems to act like a carrier unit for the UFOs. Some of the vehicles have been observed to leave the planet and some arrive, although this is rare. When inquired as to the purpose of the vehicles, the USA apparently believes it is not to harm humanity. Other than humans involved in acts of large-scale aggression, the controlling intelligence behind it does not seem to be that much interested in us. To quote, they act like a zookeeper uninterested in the daily life of the wildlife until there is a problem. The only exception here is again an attempt to approach the underwater facility, and each attempt by the military to do so using various military craft was met with swift destruction of said craft. The possible AI controlling it has apparently learned what is and what is not friendly. The explanation was that zookeepers aren't friends with the animals. Asked about the origins of the UAPs and the facility, the Anon answered that the US generally believes it to be off-world, and their appearance may also have something to do with natural disasters, when their activity seems to increase. When it comes to geography, the facility apparently resides within the Bermuda Triangle and is not observed to leave it, so no relation to Antarctica or elsewhere, as some people asked. When it comes to the produced craft, orbs were also excluded as a product of this particular underwater production site. The obvious question was related to UAP crashes and why those happen. The working assumption is that the gravity engines used on board the craft sometimes fail, and close to the Earth's surface, the craft operates similar to crossing an intersection of sorts, which suggests that they may be more prone to collisions and other disturbances. Other description of a fighter jet instantaneously destroyed was provided, with the suggestion that the weapon the UAP facility uses can destroy matter in an instant. It is also allegedly capable of disabling all electronics within the area. When it comes to the crashed craft, again various types were mentioned. Some were unmanned and the internal equipment is different in them. One such craft apparently looked like a science lab, possibly intended for genetic studies. Another type, possibly used for general research and science, has mobile cameras which are shaped like hammers and are extremely bright when deployed. One more type was described as a bus, and it may have been used for simple observation and viewing purposes. The craft and objects found on board often bear marks which may be a rating system of some kind. The obvious question concerned the actual aliens. They were apparently humanoid, very humanoid in regards to their form. Initially, the crashed craft had non-human crew on board more frequently, but nowadays this is a rarity. While the pilots usually die on impact, there were cases of live aliens, and apparently the recovery operations usually go bad for both sides involved, whatever that could mean. The beings are biological, but the Anon could not specify details like possible ages of the beings. In one case, a possible remote operation of the ship's engine by an intercepted live alien was mentioned, with some kind of a psychic or psionic connection with the craft mentioned. The beings were mentioned as looking like typical grey aliens who almost never engage with humans when out and about. When asked about other similar facilities, the Anon said that he cannot exclude their existence, but it was never within the purview of his authorizations. No knowledge of possible creation of hybrid beings was mentioned. The tools used by the NHI are capable of harming humans, even for scientific purposes, and apparently there is no moral qualms involved or particular care either way. The posts also mentioned the attempts of at least USA, China and Russia to reverse engineer the non-human technology. The USA believed to be in a secure lead in this field until China allegedly managed to create an operational but buggy version of mining equipment used by the aliens. The power source behind their tech aligned with claims of Bob Lazar, so stable forms of or isotopes of element 115 named moscovium. The overall impression was that the intelligence behind the tech has mastered manipulation of matter and gravity, but seemingly did not display any inter- or transdimensional capacity. The material the craft are made of is an alloy of sorts which humans apparently have not managed to reproduce, but are able to repurpose what is found. The leak also has a description of retrieval operations presented. There are many more minute details which we could talk about here, like insider recollections of duties, operations and internal relationships in the secret UAP programs mentioned, but the video could easily be even 40 minutes long if we went like this. If you want, you can find a link to the full screenshot drop of the 4chan thread in the comments. Let me know what you think about this leak, dear viewers. Do you think this story is real? Some people claim that many of these claims conform to the general claims encountered all across ufology. Some claims that these are not really that strong or aligned with reports we heard from other whistleblowers. I read it with an open mind, and while I safely assume that it may have been a LARP, most likely so, there is a small window of opportunity that this may be true after all, who knows.